Salute, MobTube. How is everybody today? Let's see. Johnny the Greek, Brooklyn Rob 1, Miss Can't Be Wrong, Michael Hensley, Midwest Mafia Productions, Sven Larson, Dell is My Name, War, Miss Charlie Steen. Let me put this up. Thank you, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Great Golfer, Live and Let Live, Mike Wall, Sherman. Hello, how are you? This might be your first addiction and recovery show, Sherman. I'm not sure. We don't get many people on these shows. That's all right. It doesn't matter. I'm just letting you know since you're new. Anybody who's new, we talk mainly about addiction and recovery, and anyone who's struggled in the past or is currently struggling. Who the hell was that? Hang on, guys. I don't know who this is. Somebody just texted me and I don't know who it is. Chris Williams, Don Vito Cassioforo, Paulie Walnuts, Jenny Patterson, Raging Bull, Joseph Montanero, M. Soretti, Joe Borsellino. All right, so we got 55 people right now, guys. It's up to you if you want to hit the like button. It's not really important on these streams, but I would like to get the addiction and recovery shows a little more popular and grow the community a little bit. So come to think of it, if you don't mind hitting the like button, it would actually help. I'd like to grow this community to the point where we could do these shows like twice a week, and we have hundreds of people in here who are all just either wanting to talk, share their story, or gain some sort of knowledge or information, or at least be comforted by the support they find in the chat and stuff. That's right, Chris Williams. Thank you. If you're new, welcome. So I'll start it off like this, guys, and then we can get going. I did a show last night where I was mainly, going after Stacks and some other people, but I mentioned during that show that I had one of those days yesterday. And the only reason it relates to this is because of some of the thoughts I was having. Yesterday was a was a rough day. I was, I don't get into it too much. There's one major story, okay? I should say one story that was a major part of my life. Matter of fact, it ruined my life. Okay, what happened? It ruined my life for quite some time. Even today, I'm not back to where I was because of what I went through after this event took place. It was a tragedy that happened to somebody close to me, and it took its toll. Let's just say that. And it's a weird thing, but till this day, I have nightmares and stuff about this thing. And some nights I'll have these nightmares and I'll wake up and it's like I don't even know. I don't want to say I don't even know where I am, but I don't even know how to control my thoughts. Like I am just down. I'm down. I'm miserable. I'm exhausted. I feel weak. And all I could do is think about bad things, think about the mistakes I made in my life, especially when I was under the influence or when I was in the midst or the throes of my addiction. And it was, yesterday was a tough day, man. I was thinking about everything bad I've ever done, basically, every person I've ever hurt, all the damage I did to my life with substance abuse. Yes, Charlie Steen, that's what I was told one time by a doctor, that it's a form of PTSD. And I truly believe that. We're not talking about like people in battle who were injured or who, saw horrible things. I think it's a little different. I think addiction and recovery, addiction can lead to some form of PTSD because of all the horrible things that take place during a person's addiction. Thank you, Miss Can't Be Wrong. I try not to. That's what it is. Like me, I did a lot of bad things when I was under the influence, and a lot of bad things happened to me when I was under the influence, or at least, in the throes of my addiction. So during the time periods where I was really at my worst. And I do think that causes some form of PTSD. I do. And yesterday I was just, it's so weird. Gunsmoke knows. He's the only person from YouTube I really talk to about this stuff. But I'll talk to him some days and he can hear it in my voice. He's like, bro, what's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know. Shannon asked me too, what's wrong? Did I do something? Are you mad at me? And I'm like, baby, I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I woke up like this and I can't. And I get what I call stuck. I always say I'm stuck, meaning I can't snap out. Yes, Jenny Patterson, I agree. I can't snap out of that mind frame. It's like this short term clinical depression or something that happens for a day at a time. And it happens to me, I'd say, probably every couple of weeks. And those are the days where I really think bad thoughts. I really think, about possibly using, or even worse, guys. I'm going to tell you, the place I was in yesterday mentally was not good. It was not good. And I'm glad I made it through the day okay. Matter of fact, I mentioned yesterday that when Stax made his video, no, Darren Cassidy, smartass. This is an addiction and recovery show. Do me a favor, take your shit talking somewhere else. Okay, the people in here are not looking for that right now. All right, scumbag. And I'm not asking for sympathy, dickhead. I always say everything that ever happened to me, bad or good, is of my own doing. Nobody's responsible, and no one should ever feel sorry for FBS. So do me a favor, take that shit somewhere else and get the fuck out of my chat. Thank you. Otherwise, if he comes in with another stupid comment, guys, just block him. These addiction and recovery shows are not for you to come on and talk shit. You notice I'm not doing it? You notice I'm not addressing anyone right now? That's why. They're for something different. Let me read some comments. What's up, Spiky? How are you? Miss Can't Be Wrong. People don't realize how much we beat ourselves up sometimes. They might forgive us, but we don't forgive ourselves. Exactly. Exactly. For all those people out there who like to think that there's a certain family member or something of mine that I hurt very badly, that hates me now and won't talk to me or something, it's the exact opposite. That person actually tells me regularly, I'm not mad at you. I don't even think about this stuff. You know what I mean? And a couple of other people too. It's me that can't stop thinking about it. I'm mad at myself way more than anyone is mad at me. War, yes, you can't shake it, bro. You can't shake no matter what you do. Like I think yesterday, if somebody would have handed me 50 grand, I still, I don't know. I just don't think it would have mattered. I like you said, I couldn't shake it. It was bad. Mike Wall, I still have dreams where I'm using, and when I wake up, I'm so grateful it was a dream. Me too, bro. I wake up thinking, oh my God, my clean time, because you have no idea how important that is to me. I've never had this much clean time. I've never gone this long without using any kind of substance, and it means the world to me. And if I even slipped, starting from scratch would kill me. So I have dreams where I wake up and I was using coke in the dream or something. I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm back to zero. It's a scary thing. Thank you, Pat Duffy. I will. War said, I understand. Let me see. I don't like missing people's comments on here because people have important things to say. So FBS in my case, Brooklyn Rob one, I'm sorry. FBS in my case, I find it easy to do bad things. I have to fight it to do the right thing. I think it's in my DNA. Yeah, I hear you, bro. I think it's in people that have really struggled with addiction and all that. I think it's in all of our DNA, or at least it's I don't know, it's like a component of the addiction and the recovery process and the things we've gone through. But I hear you, man, because yesterday, I'm telling you, I was in this place where I'm not going to lie to you, I was damn near suicidal, and I didn't even understand why. I didn't understand why. So I had all kinds of thoughts. You know what I mean? Of using shit like that. And I'll tell you the truth. I'm not lying when I say yesterday was one of the worst days I've experienced with that. And I don't know why. Things have been going good. I have no complaints in life. I'm happy. But that's what makes it even more, hate to use this word, but bizarre, is things like that happen at those times. Yeah, Della's my name. I think it happens to all of us, bro. I understand I used to be addicted to pills. Yeah, then you've been through it. You've certainly been through it. Leave me alone to figure it out. Thank you. Della's my name. Bro, that's so important, man. Because that's what I try to tell people. I'm like, listen, you don't understand. Right now, I just need to be alone and let this play itself out. I just need to think. The worst thing you can do to a person who's in that state of mind is say, what's wrong? What's wrong? You mad at me? What did I do? Is there something wrong? What did I do? Did I do something wrong? It's like, no, it has nothing to do with anyone. It's just me. I just, exactly what Della's my name just said. Leave me alone to figure it out. But I understand that they're just trying to help, that, people love us and stuff, and they don't like seeing us like that. But it's something you can't explain to them unless they've experienced it. Miss Charlie Steen said, bless your heart, we are all here for you. I truly understand. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm here for you guys. You're a sweetheart. I appreciate you. Irish Style, what's up, bro? Joseph Montanero, lost both my parents when I was in my 20s. I'm 43. My father was an addict, and my mother was a saint. I get like you do sometimes. I refuse to take meds, so I just fight it off. Sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Bro, I hear you. I understand completely, man. And I'm so sorry to hear about the loss of your parents, especially in your 20s. That right there is enough to traumatize a person. No less, if you add any kind of substance abuse to it. So you have my sympathy. Ridge, I have nightmares sometimes that feel way too real. I've woken up thinking I just relapsed. It takes me a few minutes to come to reality. Oh, me too, Ridge. I have dreams that are so elaborate that I'm seeing my connect, my old connect, and I'm going to meet up with him, and he's giving me the coke, an ounce, 2 ounces, whatever, and I'm taking a little bump, a little key bump. And then I wake up and I'm like, oh, what the fuck did you do? And it really takes me a minute to realize I'm okay. I was home all night. That was just a dream. Nothing happened. Um, so I feel you, bro. War, that's very important to forgive yourself. Yeah, and I don't think I ever will. And I'll tell you why I won't forgive myself. I go out of my way not to. Because I think the things I did were so despicable and egregious that I don't deserve forgiveness. The people that love me, that forgive me, it means the world, and I'm not even sure how they could, but I guess that tells you a lot about them that they're able to. But me, I don't even feel like I deserve forgiveness, and I don't even try to fight to forgive myself. It's like, you know what? You should be punished. This should be your punishment. You should deal with it every fucking day, because the people you hurt and shit, they have to deal with it every day. So that's the way I see it. I know it's a bad frame of mind, but or a bad, way of thinking, I should say. Tactical Terminator, hang in there, FBS, depression and anxiety, panic attacks, PTSD is a horrible. Stay strong, dude. Thank you, man. Thank you, Tactical. I'll be all right. Listen, I go through those days every so often. Like I said, maybe once every couple of weeks. I know some of you probably have it much worse. But listen, just like you guys are offering your thoughts and kind words and saying you're here for me, I swear to you, it's the same with me. If anybody's ever feeling like that, you don't have to be high or getting ready to get high or anything. And you just need somebody to talk to. I guarantee you one thing. I don't know what I can really do to help, but I guarantee I can make you laugh. All right. So email me, title it urgent. Okay. Put that in the subject line, urgent, and leave your phone number if you want to talk, and I will call you. Listen, I'd rather call you than email you. I'm just like, I'm not good with getting back to emails. So I can promise you that I will do that. Miss Can't Be Wrong. My brother still apologizes to me for the things he said and did during that time. Yeah, I'm sure. I do the same things. And you know what I bet happens with your brother, Miss Can't Be Wrong? He'll have a day like I had yesterday, and all that's going through his head is, I have to apologize again, even though they don't want to hear it. And it'll have you texting people saying, I just want you to know I'm still sorry, and I think about you every day. And I hope that you find a way to possibly get past it or whatever it may be. Or even if it's somebody that I'm on perfectly good terms with, I'll say, just to remind you, I haven't forgotten, and I'm very sorry. But I try not to do it because they don't want to hear it. Bottom line is, people want an apology, and that's it. They don't really want to be apologized to over and over, but it's the way our mind works. We feel like we need to. It's almost like an OCD thing kicks in. You can't tell people enough how sorry you are. And what I'm learning is, in a way, that might be a bad thing, because what you're doing then is reminding them of the bad stuff that they don't even think about anymore. They've moving on. They've moved on. They just love you. That's it. They love you or like you, whatever it may be, and they've moved on from it. They really don't want to hear any more apologies. But like I said, it's just something we do. Mob and Organized Crime Podcast. I get like this thinking of the people I must have hurt back in the day. I robbed good people of their hard earned money. I burgled houses of hardworking families. I did some terrible things to nice people. Well, I hear you, bro. I hear you, man. I have the same things that go on in my head. I didn't, necessarily. I was mostly a drug dealer, but I did rob someone. It was pretty brutal, and I think about that. It also led to a bad outcome that I won't get into, but it had lasting effects on the person. So I think about him and the other person that was in the house. I think about, listen, even with drugs, I think about the people. See, I say a lot that, because I go out of my way to defend my stance sometimes, and I'll say things like, drug dealers are not putting a gun to anyone's head and making them use drugs. They're just another drug dealer. So if a person wants to get high, they will find it eventually. It's not like there's only one guy and he's the one responsible for their problems. But I will say this: I had a few customers out in the boonies and shit who only had me. And I saw how bad they were getting. And not only did I not ease back or tell them, you know what, maybe you should take a break, but I couldn't wait for them to get their paycheck and for them to come up with more money. And that's what it was all about. And it's really a disgusting thing, because there is a few, like I said, that I know, if it wasn't for me, for a year or two at a time, these people wouldn't have even been able to get cocaine. They might have found somebody. Um, but I know there were certainly days where they were already, let's just say, way beyond their limit and a fucking mess. And I had no problem serving them time and time again. So I deal, not only that, Mob and Organized Crime Podcast, but maybe you can relate to this. I'm sure some of you can. Survivor's guilt. I think that's a big part of addiction and recovery. Um, I have survivor's guilt for a lot of reasons. Okay. First of all, most of my friends, and when I say this, I'm not bullshitting. Okay. Most of my friends are dead. And a lot of them that aren't dead are in the feds or upstate for a very long time. Okay. I got one friend in Raybrook who's getting ready to get out. But I have many friends that passed away. Um, way before their time. And it wasn't always drugs and alcohol. Many of my friends committed suicide. Many of them died of drug overdoses. I had a couple that were killed, shot and killed. I had one that was stabbed and killed. I had my best friend, Dink, who I have on my arm. He died in a horrific car accident. He was not under the influence. Okay. It was just wrong place, wrong time, I guess you could say. And but several of them died from drug overdoses, like I said, or just constant abuse to the point that their body couldn't take it anymore. It's not always an overdose with something like cocaine. Sometimes it's just like your body's had enough, and it can't go on. You know what I mean? I had one friend that was eating his cocaine because his nose was so destroyed. I've told this story before. The guy was a star football player, played for Michigan State. Um, was the best football player to come out of our town. After he stopped playing football, he started, he was selling insurance. He was making a ton of money selling life insurance. He had just ordered a custom, a new Mercedes Benz with all the custom features and shit that he was going to be picking up 2 days later. And he called somebody. He got an 8-ball. And I guess he decided to eat it. That's how he was using it. And his brother found him a few minutes after his seizure began. He found him laying in his bedroom, convulsing and all that, and he died on the way to the hospital. So there's a lot of survivor's guilt. I feel a lot of the time like, how am I still here, but this one and that one isn't? Like Dink, right? I love this kid, loved him to death. I mean, best friend. When I was in work release programs and shit, he would stop in, once, twice a week, just drop off cash, make sure I had money because we could have cash in there. While I was locked up, he would pick my mom up, once a week and take her to dinner just so she wasn't lonely. He was there for the birth of my daughter, things like that. And this guy was simply on his way to pick up his son from his mother's house to bring his son to kindergarten orientation. And somebody ran him off the road. He was thrown from the car. The car flipped 6 times and landed on him and crushed him. So things like that, I wonder, with everything I did, all the people I hurt, all the drugs I did, all the injuries I've taken to my body, beatings and everything else, how the fuck, who got to decide that I'm still here? And a guy like Dink isn't, who wasn't doing anything wrong in life. He was the most energetic, person and happy, happy-go-lucky, always a smile on his face. The best father, playful all the time with his kids, always always doing something with them, taking them somewhere. And I just don't know. I'll never understand. There's no rhyme or reason to who stays and who goes. Jenny Patterson, can you trace what thoughts you had leading up to feeling stuck, FBS? Yes, Jenny Patterson, that's a very good question. And yes, like I said, when I have those nightmares and stuff, I wake up thinking about them. It's like a cloud hanging over my head. I can't get away from those thoughts. And sometimes they're so horrible that you just want to do anything to make them stop. And so, yes, I actually can. And it was those nightmares I was having. I woke up and it's like I was still having them. They were still playing in my fucking head and I couldn't snap out of it. So, but thank you for that. It's a very good question. I still have dreams I'm high and then I get piss tested. Yeah, that's a scary one too, bro. Mob Entertainment Group. I've had dreams where I'm at AANA meetings from back when I was in court, when I was court ordered to go to them. Yeah, I have some like that. But it's not AA meetings, but it's like drug and alcohol counseling, DUI classes, things like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh God, I did it again. Fucking did it again. Because every time I got a drug case or a DUI, I had to go do this drug and alcohol counseling and these classes and stuff. And every time I walked into this one medical center where they were doing all this, where they held all these programs, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, I'm here again. I was just fucking here 5 years ago. So yeah, I have nightmares like that too. James, I love doing well. Listen, so did I. I don't know if you're still doing it, but if you are, I hope that that you get help and you begin a recovery process. Anyone struggling, speak up. We got you. No one will be shamed here. That's right, Miss Can't Be Wrong. Absolutely. Della's my name. It gives me anxiety when I remember the shit I do while addicted. Oh my God, bro. I know, bro. I feel you, man. I even think about, I'll tell you what, and listen, guys, I want to try to get to every comment, but I have to stop every now and then and talk. Otherwise, it would, I don't know what kind of show it would be, but, and we got 115 people in here right now. So that's great for an addiction and recovery show. That makes me happy. I even think about, I'll give you an example. I like to stay up late on nights that I can, that I don't have to get up early, right? And I'll stay up. I don't give a fuck. Like if I have the energy, I'll stay up till 5 a.m. watching movies, whatever, because I don't have a lot of time. And I love the nighttime because I'm alone. I'm not bothered. Nobody calls. No, there's nothing. I don't have to go anywhere. Everybody else is asleep. Nighttime is my time. And but I'm always like, for instance, it depends on the time of year, but like right now, I have to be asleep by 5 a.m. And I'll tell you why. And I'm sure some of you guys have been through this. If I am awake when the birds start chirping and the sun starts to rise, it is a painful reminder of those nights that I was coked out of my fucking mind and just praying to get some sleep, doing anything, drinking, taking benzos, whatever, just to get the sleep. And you have that drug addict feeling and you have that hopeless, like, oh my God, there's nothing you can do to help yourself right now. And I have a serious issue, psychologically with anything that makes me feel like I did back then. So I know exactly. Now I know you're talking about other things too, Dell. I'm just using this as an example. Um, things like that give me anxiety. You know what I'm saying? If I'm awake when the sun comes up, if I'm if I get too anxious and I feel like I can't sit still, it reminds me of back then. There's all kinds of things, triggers, I guess you can call them. But yeah, also Dell, yeah, I think about the way I treated people. I think about how I would isolate myself. There was events I missed because I'm stuck in my bedroom snorting coke and drinking myself stupid. Um, you know, things I said and did. I mean, there's too many to fucking name. So I have the same thing, bro. I have dreams of being locked up. The cops take me from my bed and put me back in prison. I never had that war where they take me from my bed, but I've had them where I'm put in the tiniest cell and I'm claustrophobic and I'm losing my shit. And I can't figure out what I've been charged with or what I'm doing there. I have things like that, but I like hearing all your guys' different experiences and stories. Uh, so keep commenting, please. Addictive personalities, you're fucking right, Slug. Kimberly Hogan, hey FBS, I suffer with clinical depression coupled with severe food addiction. These are no joke. I hate when people say get over it. That does not help at all. No, it doesn't. It makes it worse because then it makes you feel even more. There's something wrong with you, but it makes you feel like to everybody else you're choosing to be this way, and you could just snap out of it whenever you'd like. And they don't understand. They don't understand the force basically um behind these thoughts and shit like that. And it's like this cloud that hangs over you wherever you go, and you can't fucking you can't shake it, you can't get rid of it. It's tough, but people do not understand, that's for sure. um yeah, I'm Soretti, I feel you on that, bro. FBS, I feel like that today, but I just try to ignore it until my wife gets home because we have kids and we take turns watching them. When I feel like this, uh, I keep the fake smile on until the wife's here. Yeah, bro, I feel you, bro. I know, and I hope you feel better, man. And if you need to talk or anything, bro, let me know. But I hear you, man. It's tough. And then, yeah, your wife gets home, your kids get home, whatever it may be. And now you have to be that regular person, but you can't. So everybody's concerned and everybody's worried. And it's like the best thing they could do is just leave you alone, just let you, like, for example, you know what I'll do a lot of the time? I'll, uh, I'll either try to put a movie on, I'll take a long walk, something like that. I'll go to the fucking mall and walk around and look at sneakers all day. That's one of my favorite pastimes. I'll take $100, just $100, no cards, no nothing. Go to the fucking casino because it's 10 minutes from me, and I'll play a penny slot for fucking 75 credits a spin, some shit like that, and I'll just stare at the screen. Whatever it fucking takes. Yesterday I tried everything. I didn't go to the casino, but I took a walk. I stood out front and just paced yesterday on the phone. I'm on the phone with Gunsmoke. He's talking. I'm not even responding. And he's like, what's wrong? I don't know. I'm not even hearing what you're saying. I'm only hearing what's going on in my head. I don't, he sees it a lot from me. I'll be like, what, bro? Repeat what you just said for the last 10 minutes because my head goes elsewhere. But yeah, You just got to do anything you can, anything to get your mind off it, but it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Makes you think something is up, but you can't put your finger on it. That's right. You can be in a room full of people and still feel alone. Absolutely. FBS, you think after years of coke, your brain's chemistry changes, without a doubt. My doctor, I talked to him about my memory loss one time years ago. It was way worse than it is now. It's actually gotten better, and he said, bro, after all the damage you did, he said, there's brain damage. There's no doubt about it. You can't do what you did for that period of time and not have suffered some sort of brain damage. And he said the sad part is that brain damage is there for good. There's no fixing it. So yeah, it definitely changes. Yeah, changes your brain's chemistry without a doubt. And you know people love you, but that voice in your head tells you the world wouldn't miss you. Yep. I could one day feel like I'm on top of the world. You know, you guys have seen me. You can tell. You know where I feel like I'm. You know, like I'll talk about it sometimes. I'm almost manic. Like, holy shit, man. I got the world by the balls. I couldn't be happier. Everything in my life is fantastic. And then the next day I'll be like, what the fuck is the point of even going on anymore? Uh I don't know. It's confusing. It's the devil, bro. My advice, keep occupied that day. Tomorrow's another day. Good job, dude. Thank you, bro. Yeah, I know. That's what I try to do, man. Boredom is the devil's plaything, so to speak. It's a dangerous. It's just dangerous in general. You have to keep yourself busy. Do push-ups. Run around the block. Do something. FBS, you're spot on. My wife always says that to me. Are you mad at me? Did the kids do something wrong? And I tell her, no, just leave me alone. Yeah, and you don't want to be rude or mean, but they aggravate you to the point where it's like, no, you don't understand. This isn't helping. I need fucking space. I need time. That's why, like I said, guys, I'll get in the car and just go for a ride. I'll go to a rich fucking neighborhood, look at mansions all day. Anything to keep my mind off whatever's going on. I'll go down. I'm a block from the fucking river. I'll go stare at the fucking 2-3 blocks, whatever. Damn close. And I'll just stare at the fucking river, stare at the water, whatever. Mike Wall, we all have to stick together and help each other. That's how sobriety works. That's right. Mob Entertainment Group. I've had dreams where I'm in a weed field, then I wake up and see I'm out of cannabis. LOL. Johnny the Greek. The dreams are the worst because you're on your own with it. Nobody understands when you're in that space. Relapse dreams are too real. I'm scared to wake up. It's weird. Me too, bro. And no, they don't get it. The best around. Some days I don't have the will to get out of bed and I just want the heroin, like 300 heroines, and then I get sad and I want to do heroines till I'm done for. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Not with heroin so much, but yeah, you just want to fucking pick your drug of choice and do it until you're fucking dead. Yeah, but you can't do it. You got to stay strong. Look at pictures of your kids, your family. Try to be grateful for the things you have. Think about the good times, the positive things, whatever. You can't let yourself get to that point. Because when you do something like that, listen, like I said, I've had a lot of friends that committed suicide. When you do something like that, now you put your problems on everybody else. It's the most selfish fucking thing you could do. So yeah, your pain is gone, but their pain has just multiplied 100-fold. You know, it's like, oh man, now all the same problems are here, but I don't have him or her with me anymore. And you know what? A lot of us in this addiction thing, we're good at being somebody's rock, so to speak. You know, we're good at giving them advice and getting them to snap out of their bad mood and feel positive and be grateful for things. We just can't take our own advice sometimes. So people need us more than you think. It's subconscious reliving it over and over. Yep. There's the National Addiction Hotline. Everybody, please write that down if you need it. Just put it in your wallet, put it in your purse in case, you know, you're having a day like I had yesterday, whatever, and you need somebody to call. Maybe you don't have somebody around. Call them and talk to them. Or if you're at the end of your fucking rope and you need resources to get into a detox or a rehab, you got to have that number handy. FBS, I haven't touched coke in 30 years. One of the things that keeps me away is remembering laying in bed and not being able to sleep. Yep, me too, bro. It's the bad moments. Yep. Thank you, Dell is my name, and I'm here for you, bro. It's the bad. That's what you got to remember. You got to remember anytime you think of using. Like I remember that feeling of waking up with the alcohol breath and my eyes pasted shut, and then when I open my eyes, just seeing floaters and the feeling of the hangover and the fucking desperation, especially if you mix cocaine like I used to, and you get those cocaine blues and you're in a full on depression. I think about how bad that is, and I'm like, nah, bro, not me, not anymore. Joseph Montanero. Thank you, FBS. I also fell into substance abuse after my father died, which was a bad decision on my part, but that was my default mode to hide the pain with drugs and brews. Yeah, and Joseph, you can't be mad at yourself. A lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. That's our way of coping with it. Is it good? Is it right? Does it make us necessarily the strongest people? No. Okay, there's some people that could just take things like that on the chin and keep moving. Some of us, we don't think it out, we drink it out, or whatever it may be. And we choose to handle it that way. But you can't beat yourself up for it, bro, because there's no right way to deal with a tragedy or anything like that. Thank you, War. Yes, that's what I do. I think about the progress. I think about how far I could be set back. There's a lot of people on here that don't like me that think that I have nothing and no one, and I'm some poor creature who sits by himself, and whatever it may be. But no, I have a lot to lose. I have a lot to lose if I fuck up, and only I can take it away from myself. So I absolutely think about all the things I'm grateful for. Every time I get in my car, grateful I have a car. Every time I step into this room, every time I turn this computer on, I think about Ron, the guy that so graciously donated it to me. I think about even when I'm mowing the lawn, I'm so grateful to have a lawn to mow. I mean, these are the things I open my closet, all my clothes, my sneakers. These are the things I'm grateful for. My family. I see Shanna, and I'm like, holy fuck. If this wasn't meant to be, what was? My mom, the fact that she's still here, so grateful. My brother, my sister-in-law, my nephew, people like this, my daughter, my stepkids. When I see that they're alive and healthy and doing well, it's like, you know what? Don't feel fucking bad for yourself now. Don't feel like everything is bad now, because I'll tell you what, the universe has a way of showing you how bad things can be. And all of a sudden you start losing those things that you're supposed to be grateful for. And that's how you learn. And it's no good. It's no good. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everybody in this house, for everybody I love, for all my friends, family members. I'm grateful for their health and happiness. I'm always grateful when I can pick up the phone and they're just a call away. I'm Soretti. Anyone struggling right now, don't let your pride get in the way of your health. There's people out there that really care and won't judge you. That's right. Don't ever I don't want to go to rehab. It looks weak or this or that. Listen, nah, dying looks weak. Getting help, it's the strongest thing a person can do. Okay. That shows strength. Not even being forced into rehab. Getting your ass up, getting yourself there, and walking into that fucking building and saying, I can't take any more. I need a change. That takes strength. That's not weak. Irish style, brother, everything is a process. You have to learn to forgive yourself for things. It's very important. I agree. I know. You're right. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, all you guys, for this, by the way, the support you're showing. Captain Clout, they prescribe medical marijuana for this stuff today. I know you're anti-weed. Weed clips your dreams, just so you know. If you took a very, very light amount before you sleep, you won't have nightmares. I hear you, bro. Now, I don't knock anybody that uses it. It's just my personal thing, why I don't. You know what I mean? But I know it could probably help. I'm choosing to go the path I'm on. But thank you for the advice. Kevin Fahey, I wish I could stop smoking weed. I hear you, bro, but you can, believe it or not. It just takes work and determination. You can do it. You have to fight through some bad days to earn the best days of your life. Fucking right, without a doubt. Well said. Brooklyn Rob won FBS. Maybe it was John and Benda leaving that made things so bad. Well, that John and Benda leaving was like I think the breaking point for me. I think all this bad stuff I'm experiencing in my head is because of his departure. You know what I mean? I think if John Abenda came back, the nightmares would stop. I do. Sorry, a little joke there, guys. A little inside mob tube joke. Jenny Patterson, Mob and Organized Crime Podcast. Yes, okay. You're talking to him. Ridge, unfortunately, I wasn't strong enough to ask for help until I got arrested. That was the best thing that happened to me. It is for some of us. I know plenty of people that got clean in jail, came out and stayed clean. So sometimes it is the best. Listen, there's been people close to me that I never want to see them get arrested and put in jail, but I know it would be the best thing for them. And if they do, it's almost a relief. It's like, at least we know he's safe now. In some instances, in others, it could be the worst thing as far as withdrawal or something. It could wind up killing you, but not usually. Miss Can't Be Wrong said, if there's anyone here feeling low, like you can go on and reach out, I will help any way I can. Well, there you go. I just want to see him keep doing good. That makes me happy. Your brother? Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Well, that's the best thing we could do. It's just like, the best thing your brother could do for you and your family is to do well. See, with me, with the people I hurt in my life, my goal is to be better than I was yesterday, every day, in some way. You know what I mean? And obviously that's not easy. But I try to grow and learn. And the only thing I can do, I know, for the people that may still be mad at me or the people I hurt, is to let them see me every day. Being a dad, being a husband, being a good son, and taking care of business, earning a living and doing the right way and doing the right thing in general. And I think most people, if you have a history with them or if they're a family member, a loved one, if they continue to see that, I feel like it's almost impossible that they won't one day say, okay, this is real. He's really changed. It's not temporary. Maybe give him another chance. A lot of guilt goes into someone who keeps getting high. Oh, without a doubt. Let me skip down. Oh, shit. Unfortunately, I have to skip some. There are no losers in recovery. I agree, Mike Will. What does long-term benzo use do to the body? To the body, I'm not sure. I'll be honest. I don't know. I'm quite sure it does liver damage. Any type of pills like that, your liver has to process them, and the more you take, the harder it is for your liver to process, and it could cause you all kinds of problems. I'm pretty sure with benzos. I know with opiates and stuff, so I'm quite sure it's the same. But it's what it does to your brain. Your brain becomes dependent on them. And then when the longer you go, obviously the harder it is to stop, but also the longer the withdrawal will last and the more severe it will be. And it could have, depending on how long you go, it could have lifetime effects on your brain. I know people that have ended up pretty bad in their old age because of what they did when they were young. That's right, Della's my name. It's good advice for anyone. Yes, it does, War. Righty, I'm not kidding. Everything in me wants to not use, and I still do it anyways. It's hard to explain. Righty, you're in the right place, man. I think we've all experienced that. I would have the worst run I've ever had with coke and alcohol. I'm talking about 3-4 days straight where I'm hallucinating and going through cocaine psychosis. I mean, shit like that. And I would tell myself, we all do it. I'm done. That's it. And then you'll suffer through a day. You'll be like, yeah, I'm not using. And then it just goes away. And it's like, yep. You forget all that. You forget that bad run. You forget all the bad things, and you just want to use, and you can't stop yourself, and you keep doing it. Righty, I'll tell you this. I've said it before. My solution to that was this. I got to the point where I figured out exactly what you're saying, that no matter how bad I don't want to use, I'm going to do it no matter what. So my only solution the day I hit rock bottom was to say, I can't take myself away from it, so somebody else has to. I have to be in a situation where I'm just not even near it, where I don't have the opportunity, where it's not available to me. And I got in that rehab, and I'll tell you what, bro, not only within a day or two did I feel like a brand new person and feel like, holy shit, this is the best move I ever made, but the simple act of removing myself from the availability of drugs and alcohol, that the simple act of doing that saved my life. It got me to the point. Oh, Charlie Steen, thank you. So she said, thank you for being real. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. That means a lot to me. But I just want to let you guys know on these addiction and recovery shows, you never have to worry about donating, super chats, any of that. These are to help people. It's not necessary, but still, thank you very much, Charlie Steen. You are an absolute sweetheart. Oh shit. RGD 609. Okay, I got you. Thank you for letting me know, and thank you for the cash app. So yeah, just that, getting away. I now listen, I didn't struggle with opiates. I know it's a lot worse. Okay. It was cocaine and alcohol, but alcohol too. Listen, alcohol is no joke. Now, the physical detox of that took me a good 6-7 days. So that was tough. But I still felt amazing that I knew I wasn't going to be using. I got lucky. I was in a beautiful, I guess you could say, luxury rehab. It was not meant for people like me. It was meant for rich people. I basically ended up there by accident. But I had these beautiful surroundings. I had a pool available to me, a gym. I had all kinds of services offered, good food, good people around me. And it was like a brand new life. And I spent 21 days there. That's it. Not 30, not 60, not 90. But just the simple act of taking myself away from it made me feel like a brand new person. And when I got out, when I was free, I was so grateful for the experience I had in rehab that it made me never want to disappoint not just my family and my friends and the people in my personal life, but the people that I shared that experience with. And that's why I would go back and I would speak at meetings, and I kept in touch with everybody I was in there with. And I still do till this day with some of them. So listen, if you feel like that, my best advice is remove yourself from the situation. Get yourself away from whatever your drug of choice is. By any means necessary. For any time period you can. And you'd be shocked at the effect it has on you. Johnny the Greek, I got two friends that got clean after a 20-year habit, and 2 or 1 year later, they died of heart attacks. It's almost like if they stayed using, they'd be alive. Addiction is a twisted, sick thing. Well, listen, that's the problem. I've had many doctors, I still do, but I've had them explain it to me. And what they've said is, when you're doing something bad to your body, it could be smoking cigarettes, it could be drinking alcohol, doing coke, crack, heroin, benzos, whatever it may be. Your body almost goes into a state of shock while the damage is being done. Okay. So as long as you're using, your body is not reacting to it yet. When you stop using, it all starts to catch up to you. Okay. And your body starts to feel those effects and bring them to life almost. Like, so now, like, listen, I know people that quit smoking after 22 years and then wound up with breathing problems, asthma, all kinds of shit years later. Okay. I know alcoholics who were fine, and then 5 years after they quit drinking, they found out they had cirrhosis or liver disease. Cocaine, same thing. People did cocaine 30 fucking years, never had a problem. Then they wind up with all kinds of heart issues years later. But that can't scare you out of stopping, because listen, eventually you're going to have to stop. It's either going to be when you're alive or when you're dead. So don't be scared of, oh, this might happen once I stop. It's going to happen eventually, because eventually you're going to have to stop. So the earlier you can stop, the better. And you just have to deal with whatever. Listen, you have to take whatever comes to you, the health problems, whatever, and say, you know what, I did this. I put it on myself, and now I'm going to deal with it by myself, and that's it. Mob and Organized Crime Podcast. I think it'll get better with time, bro. I've got 10 years on you, so it's not long. You've been out of the streets in comparison to me, but I do believe it'll get better in time. It's a difficult one. Well, thank you, bro. Thank you for saying that. And I'm glad to hear things like that because it gives some of us who are still struggling with these issues hope. So it's good to hear from somebody who has that kind of clean time and stuff. And congratulations. I would rather not say, but it's to the point I'm in tears as I'm doing it because really deep down I know it's bad. You try to hide it from everyone. Well, like I said, alrighty. I think that you have all the uh, everything you need right in front of you to let you know that you're in a bad situation and you got to get away. Bro, it's as simple as I know I shouldn't make it sound simple. I don't mean getting to the point of doing it, or I just mean help is closer than you think. Okay. And sometimes it's as simple as a phone call to crisis intervention to your local hospital. See, if you call your hospital and say, I'm in this position, blah, 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 I need detox, a lot of the time they're not going to take you because they don't have those types of programs. But what they will do is they'll tell you who to call, whether it's a government agency or a crisis helpline, whatever it may be. And those people will lead you in the right direction. They will find you funding. They will find you a bed in a facility. They will learn your medical history and then decide whether you need a regular rehab or a dual diagnosis facility, whatever it may be. And they will help you get there. Many times the rehab will come and pick your ass up and drive you there themselves if you don't have transportation. So if you're to that point, my advice, any of you, if you can't do it, because listen, I was in the same position. I didn't call them that day. I called my mom and I told her I can't take it anymore. I need you to call crisis intervention. Then after she did, she gave them my number and they called me to speak to me. Okay, but I couldn't get myself to pick up the phone. I was too worried about my next drink or line I was going to do. So you can call a family member and just say, I'm ready, but I need your assistance. I need you. And that's why I said, guys, I'm here for that too. Okay. I'm no, I'm nobody. I don't have any more resources or, abilities than anyone else, but I'm willing to do it. So in other words, if you called me and said, listen, Chris, I can't make the phone call, or if you email me, whatever, I can't make the phone call, but this is the state I'm in. This is the city I'm in. I need to find out what my options are. I will take the time, I promise you, okay, to research it, to make the initial phone call for you, and get the ball rolling. That might be all I could do, but it's something. Nightmare 1503, FBS, I have survivor's guilt as well. The incident happened when I was 16, and I'll be turning 39 on the 22nd of this month, and it still hasn't went away. Yeah, well, I feel you, bro. And unfortunately, I hate to say it, but from my experience and other people I've talked to, sometimes it'll never go away. But it's something you got to learn to live with without masking it or self-medicating, with substances and stuff. You just got to fucking take it on the chin. Like, I'm good at punching myself in the face, man. I might be driving, having a great fucking day, and all of a sudden I'll think about someone or something, and it's like, motherfucker, why am I still here? Why ain't I locked up for the rest of my life, but this one is? And I just tell myself, listen, these thoughts and this stuff you go through, that's your punishment. And you have to fucking live with it. You have to fucking face it like a man and don't run from it. That's all I can say. Kevin Feige said, keep your head up, people. Yes, everybody, please. Just do what you can to keep a smile on your face. Mike Wall, I was in a blackout. When I woke up the next morning, my friend told me I ruined my ex-girlfriend's wedding. He was kidding, but let me sweat for an hour. Yeah, and you know what? It was actually good of him to do that because I bet you it made you realize, holy shit, I could have. And this is what I just felt like for an hour, I would have had to feel like for the rest of my life. So yeah, man, you're only one drink away from fucking something up for somebody else or putting yourself in a position where you have guilt for the rest of your life. It's all day bender. Understand FBS. Yeah. Let's see. Just so you know, THC eliminates dreams. I believe you're anti-weed. Maybe one capsule. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? For now, I'm just gonna stay on the path I am. But that's good advice for people who maybe want to try that. Good to be here. Try to learn something about to try to learn something about recovery. Well, I'm glad to have you here too, Darren Ryan. Because you know what, even if certain individuals in the chat or viewers of this or listeners, whatever, aren't struggling themselves, listen, there isn't a single individual in this country, if not this world, who even if they haven't struggled themselves, doesn't at least have a relative or a friend that's struggling. So it's kind of like Al-Anon, that type of thing, where it's good for people to learn just so they know how to deal with people who are currently addicted or struggling. Shinebox, I applaud everyone for sharing their personal struggles. You can't fix it unless you know what's broken. That's right, Shinebox. Absolutely well said. And thank you for being here, my friend. Night Owl, Tony Ducks for sure. Unfortunately, I got to skip some comments and get down a little bit because I'll never get through them all. Holy shit, I was way behind. Mike Wall, thank God we're sober, and for all those still out there, we pray for you. Yes, I have my own way of doing things. I am an atheist, but yes, I agree. Whether it be positive vibes, whatever it is you're sending out, a prayer. Yes, we all wish the best for you and hope for your safety and well being and health. Listen, if anybody's in here starting trouble or talking shit, just guys, just get rid of them. You could be extra strict today anytime we do these shows, these addiction and recovery shows, because people are not here to see negativity and stuff like that. Okay. But this is the low lives that we're dealing with. Okay. This is what they're willing to do. They'll come into an addiction and recovery show and talk shit. Lester Jean, wait a minute. What did you say? Couldn't get the needle out of my arm. Wait, when my sons told me they didn't want me near my grandkids, that was my absolute bottom. Couldn't get the needle out of my arm, bro. I hear you, man. I know. I'll tell you. It's funny you said that because one of the reasons I went on that run for 3 weeks that I did in that, well, no, 2 weeks, whatever it may have been in that hotel that finally led to me hitting rock bottom was there was a very important event in a family member's life. Okay, it was a very, very important event, a milestone. Okay, that I wasn't invited to, and I'm telling you, it was one of the most heartbreaking things I've ever experienced. Till this day, it breaks my fucking heart that I missed it. But I'm not mad at the person. I put myself in a position for them to be mad at me and not to welcome me to that particular event. And yes, it led me to be suicidal. I was taking, no lie, 20, 30 milligrams of Ativan every night, snorting myself stupid, drinking myself crazy. And that's what led to my, my worst basically moment and finally getting myself help. So I know what you mean, bro. When you hear something like that, it'll drive you the wrong direction. What we're supposed to say is, okay, like in your case, okay, I can't see my grandkids. All right, I'm never using again because that's too fucking important to me. That's too important to me, and I will never, ever, ever make my sons or whoever it may be that mad at me to the point where now I got to miss out on my grandchildren's lives or whatever it may be. So I'm done. I'm staying sober and clean. But as addicts, we don't do that. And it's nothing to beat yourself up about. Our brains just work differently and we don't have control. The fucking drug, the alcohol, it does. Okay. And instead, we go further down that road of destruction, make it even worse until finally we either go get help or we meet our own demise. Bro, that rehab wasn't an accident. It was the big flying spaghetti monster, as you put it. Someone or something was looking out for you. The chance was offered to you, and you did the hard work, bro. You know what? Listen, I'm careful saying things like that because every word I say is analyzed and watched. But they'll say, "I thought you were an atheist." I am absolutely an atheist, no doubt. But is there some question in my mind as to whether maybe I have some sort of guardian angel or something? Absolutely. Because Johnny, you said it best. And let me tell you why. That rehab was the rehab. I don't work well with authority. If I would have went to a regular rehab and they said no phones, no phone calls, no computers, no access to people outside, no, you'd be in bed at a certain time and eat at a certain time, I would have left. I would have walked out. I wound up in the one rehab where you could bring your phones, your tablets, your laptops, whatever you want. You got a pool to swim in. We could walk around freely all day. We could get out of our bed at 3 a.m, go to the huge refrigerator, pull out the leftovers drawer and eat steaks and whatever the fuck is in there. We had all kinds of food accessible. We had, our phones, anything we needed. I had a private room, private bathroom. Okay. It's what, unfortunately, somebody like me needed to stick around. And so, yes, that rehab you're right, bro. It really wasn't an accident. That rehab was meant for me. And not to mention, listen, look what happened while I was there. Where I am today is because of that specific rehab. I met Shanna there. So if I didn't go to that very rehab, who knows where I'd be, if I'd be anywhere. Rizzy Painting, Canadian, $50. Outstanding, bro. Great dude. Thank you, Rizzy. You didn't have to do that, but thank you very much, bro. That's very kind of you, and I appreciate the compliment. A counselor once told me, eventually you'll get sober. I just hope you're alive to enjoy it. Yeah, well, yeah, that's the truth. One way or another. It's up to you when and how, though. Big Bang, honest guy. How can people down this guy and his channel? Well, listen, I'll be the first to admit, okay? People get vicious with me. I get vicious back, very vicious. So I understand how certain, like, I'm going to give you an example. Mob and Organized Crime podcast. He's been saying some things about me the last couple of days, but I'm not even mad at him for it. I have no problem with it because I understand where certain people are coming from. See, they see me posting a video of Lefty High or on here tearing somebody apart. It might even be a woman or something. And they say, oh my God, look at this look at how he treats people. Look how he talks to women. Look at this scumbag. Look what he did with that Lefty video. Look at this and that. But they don't know. They don't know the whole story. They don't know every conversation that's been taking place behind the scenes. They don't understand. Guys, I'm generally a good dude. Okay, but I am who I am. If you get vicious with me, I'll most likely get more vicious back. So people look down on me or get mad at me or hate me or whatever for a lot of the time for reasons, such as that. They only see part of it. They don't know the whole story, And the way it works on MobTube is if you fight back, you're the bad guy. The instigator, the initiator of the fucking the beef or war or whatever it may be is never to blame. No, it's always the guy that fights back. He becomes the bully somehow. But this isn't a show for that. We'll talk about that later tonight. Yes, I will be back on tonight, guys, because you know me. I always got some shit to get off my chest, especially today. No, I never saw the Shack, Lester Gene. I've never seen that. I'll look it up, though. I have months I don't remember from benzos. Oh, me too, bro. Did a lot of ecstasy when younger, now suffer from bad anxiety. Stuff messes you up. Yeah, look, it's just like acid, man. People that do acid for a long time, they have flashbacks forever because these things do take a permanent toll and have a permanent effect on us. There is no doubt about it. But you can't be afraid to just listen. Like I said, take it on the chin. Let that effect set in. Let those health problems catch up to you. But then stay strong and deal with them however you have to, like me. I have this congestive heart failure. I have days where I wake up, I'm filled with fluid. My face is huge. My belly's out to here and rock hard. I weigh fucking 8 pounds more than I did the night before because my heart isn't pumping strong enough to keep my kidneys working correctly. So I have to take this medicine and drink tons of water and just unfortunately pee it all out. And it could take days. And I'm weak. I could barely stand up from the dizziness and everything. But you know what? I remind myself, bro, this didn't just happen to you. You asked for it. You knew cocaine and alcohol. I was an educated guy on substance abuse. Okay. I've been to enough drug and alcohol counseling, DUI classes, all that stuff. I'd been in the hospital plenty of times for my addiction. I knew that every time I used, I was playing with my health and playing with my life and my future. And I did it anyway. So whatever I'm going through now, nobody's fault but my own. And I'm man enough to stand up to it and say, bring it on. And you know what? Unfortunately, if it winds up killing me, if I die tomorrow, it's my own fault. All I could do is hope that I left some good memories behind for people, some sort of legacy in a way. And I'll tell you one thing, whether it happens tomorrow or 50 years from now, when I die, no matter how it happens, I will not have alcohol or drugs in my system. That's the only thing I can promise myself and my family. That's it. And if you can do that for your family, maybe it's the best you can do, but trust me, I think it would mean a lot, okay, to people to see that you stayed the course for them and for yourself. And when you died, it might be the after effects of a addiction, but it's not because you're, currently using or, whatever it may be. You went out the right way, clean and sober. That might sound crazy. It might sound twisted, but that's the way I see it. Lester Jean, been there, ruined my son's wedding in Cancun. Yeah, see that? And I'm sure, bro, you have days like I had yesterday because that's huge. That's a big one. And I'm sorry to hear that. And I can't even imagine the guilt you have to live with. But like I said, unfortunately, we have no choice but to just deal with it. And I hope your son and the other people at that event found it in their hearts to forgive you. And if they haven't, stay positive, and hopefully their hearts will change, and they will one day. Oh, Tony Ducks, I was trying to kill myself. It would not. I would go to bed, okay, after drinking and in that fucking hotel, drinking myself stupid, doing coke, whatever. I would fucking I had a Ziploc bag. I would trade people coke for their Ativan. I had shit tons of it. Okay. And I would fucking, I swear to God, whoever, no lie. The night before some of you guys know the story in that hotel, but the night before I met the girl, when I went on a complete 4-day run and blacked out for the entire 4 days, it was the 4 days prior to me entering rehab. I took somewhere around 20 to 30. It might have been like 28, something like that, milligrams. I had 1 milligram pills, and I counted them out, and I took them all because I wanted to die in my sleep. That's all I wanted. And I figured this will be enough. Wasn't enough. My tolerance was too high. I had been taking, probably 10, 12 milligrams a day already. And then I went on a run where I was up to damn near 20 before I finally did that. So my tolerance, I guess, was too high, and I fucking lived through it. So, but I was trying. Every night I went to bed in that fucking hotel. I just wished that I wouldn't wake up. That's all I wanted. I did everything I could. Somehow I'm still here. FBS, would it be okay if I shared a quick story? I only need a couple of minutes. If not, okay. Yeah, hang on. Let me get through some more comments. Remind me again in a few minutes, and I'll drop the link. FBS, what got you to the point of using? Mine was drama in my teen years. It's been 34 years since I stopped. I applaud you for your recovery. Keep it up. You got this. Hello, everyone. Well, thank you, and I'm glad to see you here as always. And congratulations for doing what you did and stopping. For me, I'll tell you the truth. I would drink from time to time, parties and shit, like all of us when we were teenagers, 15, 16 years old, you know what I mean? But around 16, 17, something like that, I fell into a fucking severe clinical depression, and it made no sense. I had just gotten together with a beautiful girlfriend that I had met, a while before, and we were having a great relationship. All my friends, were always around me. My mom was doing well with her health because she struggled with heart problems since she was 28 years old. Um, Everything was good in my life. I had just gotten a new car. I was making money hand over fist. I fell into this clinical depression. And Dana, when I tell you, it was so, I didn't know what clinical depression would do. I thought I had a brain tumor. I would wake up in my bed and I'd have tunnel vision and my head would feel too heavy to lift. And I would start getting this anxiety that there was, I had cancer. I was checking my throat for lumps every day. My brain was telling me I was sick and I was dying. I would stay in bed for a fucking week at a time. I couldn't even get out. I wasn't eating. I wasn't doing anything. But the anxiety of all this fear of these illnesses and stuff that would kick in. One night I drank a lot and it just took it away within minutes of my first drink. So I was like, that's the key. So I started drinking heavy. And then, I was selling a lot of Coke. So I decided one night to try that. And that was it, man. That was it. I was so physically, I would do Coke all day. And then at night, I'd be desperate to sleep. So I drink myself to sleep. When you do that, it's liquor we're talking about too. Your body gets physically addicted, whether you like it or not. Next thing you know, the Coke wasn't even important anymore. I just had to drink and just not to be sick. And then, it led to when I finally decided to stop. 12 hours later, I had a grand mal seizure. I wound up in cardiac intensive care. But that was, I think, the point where, like I said, I was dabbling like every teenager does. But to the point of heavy usage, I would say it was that clinical depression. Absolutely. Let's see. Ridge, okay, you're talking to Ridge. Let's see. Walt Liquor. I got booted out of my first detox because the guy that was in the room with me smoked in the bathroom and they banned me all for a joint. That's shitty. That's that sucks, bro. That's just bad luck. Mike Wall, thank you, FBS, for this show. It's great we can share. Mike Wall, yeah, bro. And listen, if you guys start wanting these shows more often, I'll start doing them more often. I have no problem. Captain Clout, would you politically debate someone? I'll tell you what, on the phone or something, yes, but on YouTube, no. It would only hurt me. It couldn't. It's a lose-lose no matter what. But yeah, absolutely. Wish I didn't have the physical problems I do. It eats at me every day. Yeah, I know, bro. It makes it hard. It makes it hard, especially to stay clean and sober and just to keep a smile on your face. Because listen, I know with my thing, I know it's always hanging over me. I had a doctor a little over 2 years ago tell me I'd be lucky to make it 2 years. So I always have to have it in the back of my mind, but I do the best I can not to think about it. See, I'm in a different position though. Again, I got lucky. Even with congestive heart failure, for the most part, it doesn't affect me. I can go to the gym and work out. I can run on a treadmill for a good period of time, a good distance. But I have my days where it fucks me up real bad. Now, some of you might have other problems that are way, way more, maybe not even as severe, because mine is basically terminal. But the symptoms are more what's the word I'm looking for? Like more pronounced or something. Like the symptoms affect you more than my symptoms affect me. Like you might have chronic pain, you might have a liver issue, kidney disease, whatever it may be. So everybody's different. See, I'm lucky I can get through the day, and if I'm busy and my mind's on other things, I don't even think about my heart issue because I don't have the problems. Really. Plus, I had the PVC ablation that fixed me a lot. Now, until I had that for about 3 years, I'd be at work. I was working third shift every fucking night, and like my PVCs would kick in, my heart would get out of control, and I couldn't even stand up. I couldn't breathe. I'd have to leave work. I had to get FMLA and all that. Then it was bad. But luckily, I had this operation, and it fixed that part of it. But some of you have it way worse than me, and I feel for you. I really do. K-Mac, that's a bitter pill to swallow, pardon the pun, when you know it's your fault that you're in that position. It is. It took me a long time. I was mad at people. I was mad at people for being mad at me. Like, I was like, how the fucking dare you? Look at all the good things I did for you. How could you be mad just because I did a few bad things? Would you forget all the good I did? And then I realized, wait a minute, hold on. Who the fuck are you to tell them how they're supposed to feel? And yes, a lifetime of good deeds can be wiped out with one bad act. Absolutely. Listen, perfect example. If you treat your wife like gold every day for 10 years, and then you fuck somebody else, okay? And she finds out you cheated on her. What, is she supposed to be okay with it? Because look at all the 10 years you weren't cheating on her. No, it only takes one bad act sometimes. So I was so fucking angry at the people that were mad at me, that the person who didn't invite me to that event, things like that, that I was like, I convinced myself they were wrong for being mad at me. It took me years to realize, nah, bro, everybody is their own person. Everybody gets to decide what offends them, what bothers them, what you did wrong, and how they want to deal with it. And you, as the offending party, the one that did it, okay, you have to be a man or man up, whatever, okay, and say to yourself, nah, they have every right to be pissed off at me, and I got to fucking take my medicine now. And all I can do is sit back and hope that they find it in their heart to forgive me someday, or at least let it go. But I do not have the right to tell them, give them a timetable, tell them, oh, it's been years. What, you're not over it yet? No. Every person you've hurt has the right to deal with it the way that they want, to deal with you the way that they want, and to do it on their own terms and their own timetable. And if you have any respect for them, you will give them that time and space to do just that. The worst thing you could do is trivialize it. What I did wasn't that bad. Look at all the good things I did, stuff like that. I did that for a long time. It's not good. It's like a spit in their face. Don't do it. You're going to make it worse. Listen, I learned a saying one time when I was in jail. Acceptance is the end of all suffering. Now, that can apply to a lot of different things. Could apply to mourning, grief, whatever. But I apply it to myself as this. If I take the blame for everything, even if certain things aren't my fault, if I just say, okay, it was all my fault, and all I could do is apologize and show you that I'm better now, that's the best thing you could do for yourself and everyone else. Acceptance is the end of all suffering. I truly believe that. FBS, I know I asked you this before, but how long and how much did you use daily? It depends. There was 3 year or multi-year long periods of time where I was real bad with my addiction. But to go over the last, let's say 4 years, I was heavily addicted. I was using anywhere between 2 grams and a ball a day of cocaine, an 8 ball. So anywhere between 2 and 3.5 grams a day. There was days where I used 5, okay, stuff like that. But I would say minimum 2 a day. And I was drinking half a gallon of vodka or rum, whatever was 80 proof. I preferred rum. Half a gallon a day. Easily. Yep. And the benzos, that was on and off. It depended. It kind of depended on the time frame. When I was prescribed them, I was on 4 milligrams of Ativan a day for a couple of years. But when I was just buying them on the street, I was, like I said a minute ago, I was using way more than that, plus Xanax and Klonopin, whatever benzo I could get my fucking hands on. Valium, I could take 40 milligrams of Valium. It wouldn't affect me. So I was using a lot. Lee Cole III said you hurt Vinny Green's feelings. He started alive. Well, I'll talk about him later. But yes, just a quick thing. I did expose one more We Push Back member to be a fraud today. If you guys did not see my Vinny Green video, please go watch it. I posted it about an hour and a half ago or so. No, maybe 2 hours ago. Mike Fleming. Oh, man, that's for Timus Can't Be Wrong. Let's see. Oh, son of a beach. My best friend died of an OD. I couldn't go to his funeral because his parents hate me. They blame me for his addiction. I cleaned up and ignored him. At the end, it hurts bad. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it does. I'm sure you're dealing with a lot, bro. And that's horrible. And I'm sorry for the loss of your friend. But that's what we do, man. We put ourselves in a position, we're not even welcome at the funeral of a friend, at the wedding of a friend, at the graduation, whatever it may be. And it's a shame, but all you can do, bro, is put it in the past and say, listen, I'll never alienate the people around me ever again to the point where I'm not welcome at something like that. Never. That's the best you can do, man. You can't make promises to your past, but you can make promises to your future. That's one thing that's a fact. Depression and happiness are really different. Yeah, I'll say. I know I'm going to die with the disease of addiction, but I don't want to die from it. That's well said, Lester. Absolutely. That was a much better way of saying what I was trying to say earlier. Yeah, it's a good way to think. That's the thing about temptation. If you give in, it takes you further than you wanted to go. Yeah, certainly does. Miss Charlie Steen, anxiety got me drinking 15 years later on life support. Guilt is the worst. Wow. Yeah, that's tough. But you know what? Congratulations on your sobriety today, and continue to stay strong. Guilt is the worst. It is. I know. That's the one thing, man, that I fucking I can never shake, man. The guilt hits me damn near every day. There's a couple of specific things. But I don't know. I guess I'm to the point now where for the most part I'm able to handle it and tolerate it, I guess you could say. But it sucks and I know that it's here forever. But I also know I deserve it. So FPS, I know that feeling. You got everything going for you, girlfriend, car, friends, out every night, but you wake up one day with depression, feeling lonely in a crowded room, and you're the life of the party. Yeah, man. It's tough to deal with. Rizzy painting, these pricks want to disrespect you. Come on, awesome dude right there. Thank you, Rizzy. That means a lot to me, bro. Thank you very much. You seem like a hell of a guy. Thank you, man. I know you're always here for these. I remember you from the other addiction and recovery shows, so thank you for joining us for these. Look, Bruno, yeah, it could be that easy, bro. A friend shoots you a pill and boom. Yep. You never think it'll go as far as it does, huh? You just think, hey, I'm going to make the pain go away for a while. War, 6 damaged discs, losing my ability to walk. Not fun. Wow. Yeah, I feel for you, bro. That kind of pain has got to be a daily struggle. Bruno, after that first pill, I was hooked. That's all it takes. Christopher Drager, great point. It's sad we got 122 watching. LOL. If you were beefing with somebody, it's 400. LOL. 2022, fucked up world. It is, but you know what, though? I will say this. This isn't really a community about addiction and recovery. I'm the only one that discusses it or covers it, whatever you want to say. So we can grow it, bro. Listen, Drager, you're in a halfway house, I think, whatever. Tell people. Tell people about this. Any of you guys, if you go to meetings and stuff, tell people about this. Maybe they'll join. Let's try to, share these videos on your Facebook, whatever. Let's try to grow this community, man. So we can have 300-400 people in here and try to reach out and support and help as many people as possible. That would mean the world to me. And that's the kind of legacy I'm talking about leaving behind. So maybe it's selfish on my part. I don't know. But I know that I get amazing feedback. People seem to get comfort from these shows, and it makes a lot of people feel better. So, and it makes me feel better, to be quite honest. So, guys, share it. Hit the like button on this so it makes the video go out. Share these videos. Talk to your friends and family, people struggling with addiction that might need to hear some of the things we're saying in here, or people that are in recovery that just want a place to go and talk about their addiction and stuff. Most people are addicts because they still have these car or house. They have no issues. LOL. But oh yeah, well that's the thing. It's the worst part is being able to afford your addiction. Like it doesn't even affect your pocket. There's plenty. That was my problem. My problem was I was selling so much coke. I could do endless amounts of coke, and it didn't cost me a fucking penny. I was always a drug dealer. There was never a time in my addiction where I wasn't selling the drug I was using, which was always cocaine. So it never cost me a penny. Till this day, I can tell you the truth. I never spent $20 on cocaine. Nothing. Never. And that's where it gets dangerous. And people like you're talking about, Drager, there's plenty of people that can afford those pill addictions, or they're still getting it prescription, so it doesn't cost them shit. Yeah, there's people that can afford to walk around coked up all day and go to business meetings and events, and you never even know it. So yeah, that's dangerous, bro. Sometimes the worst thing that could happen to an addict is they come into money. Look, that we're dealing with a YouTuber right now is in that position. Pat Duffy, the seeds for many addictions are planted in medical facilities with well-meaning doctors prescribing mass quantities of opiates. Yeah, Pat Duffy, the only thing I will say is I don't know how well-meaning they are. Some of them, sure, but none of them are ignorant to the effects of this stuff now. And bottom line is they get kickbacks and everything else from prescribing this shit. And I just think they're numb to it, just like a drug dealer is. They're not worried about your addiction or what may happen to you. It's just one more sheet on their prescription pad. They don't give a fuck. Thank you, Joe the Tile Guy. Listen, I'll get to that later, but I've always said if you get caught in one lie, or if you lie about one thing, chances are you lied about everything. Okay, so yes, I got Vinnie Green today. Chris, do they have you on the transplant list? No. Right now, or at least as of about a year ago, my heart function is pretty good. They wanted to put me on the heart transplant list in 2014 when I had a 10 to 15% ejection fraction. And then later on, when it started to drop again and I was in the 30 to 35 range, they discussed the possibility of having to do that one day. But when I was on at the 10 to 15% ejection fraction range, yes, they wanted to put me on a transplant list. But luckily, it started to improve over the next year or two. But they have spoken about it. And the bottom line is, for a guy like me or a lot of you, it's not a real option. You're talking about being on a list. If you do get a heart, they need to know. A transplant center wants to know. You're talking about $1 million operation, and they want to know that they're not going to give it to you unless they know you have the means. And I was told this by my by my cardiologist, unless they know you have the means to keep up with the medications and stuff that you need to maintain yourself after the heart transplant. And you're talking about thousands upon thousands of dollars monthly minimum, things that you're going to have to pay out of pocket. I could be wrong about some of it, but my doctor basically told me for you, it's not really an option, so. Oh, that's great. Lester Jean said, I do have my family back in my life, 18 months clean. Bro, congratulations, man. That's fantastic. Christopher Drager, I heard a lot of people, and as a kid, I didn't realize there's certain shit you do in the streets you can't take back ever. Oh, I feel you, bro. I know, man. I deal with a lot of it every day. May everyone who suffers or suffered from the grips of addiction stay positive and stand solid and be proud of your sobriety. Keep fighting your fight, folks. Well said. Very positive words, and it's true, man. Thank you. Thank you, Della's my name. Mike Fleming, these shows is why I love FBS. He has no idea how many people he's helping with these lives. Awesome, dude. Well, thank you for that, man. I hope I am. And listen, guys, when it really comes down to it, this is the real me. Okay. Um, but I'm a fighter. Okay. So a lot of this stuff I do on MobTube, um, think what you want about me, but I was this way my whole life. Okay. I was always kind of a street guy. All right. I'm not talking about a mob guy or anything, just a guy who lived that type of lifestyle, was always involved in crime and things like that. So I'm a fighter. That's who I am. So when people come at me, I fight back. Do I sometimes take it too far? Absolutely. But on here, listen, you deal with a different type of character. People, I won't get into this now, but you know what I'm saying. Never look at just that side of me and say, "Oh, he's this vicious guy that does this, this, and this, and he'll attack people and he's blah blah blah." Um, there's a whole other side to me, okay, and this is it, and it's sincere. Diaz, $100. Holy shit! Diaz, thank you so much, bro. You didn't have to do that on this show, but thank you, man. That's you and Rizzy Painting. Holy shit! I appreciate you guys, everybody, all of you. Thank you. Good show, FBS. Stay strong, FBS, and everyone in the chat. God bless you. You're a hell of a guy, man. That means a lot to me. This really helps. I've had people mention it to me. Well, that's great to hear. That makes me want to do them more and more often. Hardest part is to admit you have a problem and need help. After that, only gets better. Oh yeah, without a doubt, it absolutely does. It's just getting yourself to that point. That's it. Watch the Hulu show Dope Sick will change your views on a lot of shit. I started it the other night, Drager, but I fell asleep. So I'm going to watch that. Lester Jean, FBS, I sent you the amount of fentanyl that will kill you. Bro, on Facebook, I know I saw that. It's terrifying. Like a couple of little specks. Kill you in a heartbeat. Unbelievable. FBS, yes, it should be said you're a proper geezer, and anyone who wants to talk shit about you are obviously jealous. And Christopher, we had 134 in here, all class people. Addiction is an acquired taste. Yes, only certain people understand the subject. But thank you for that, man. It means a lot to me. Sherman said, excellent video. Thank you, bro. I hope you enjoyed the first addiction. I know this is you're probably looking at this, Sherman, because you guys got to understand, Sherman just started watching when I had Vincent Piazza on. I think they're friends. So Sherman's got to be thinking to himself, wow, this is the same guy doing the same show? Like, am I on the wrong fucking channel here? Yeah, so I'm glad you're here to see the other side of me, Sherman. And I do want to address one thing, because Mob and Organized Crime Podcast is in here. I don't want to get on the MobTube stuff, but I want to mention one thing, and I'm going to talk about this more tonight, guys. Some of you guys that see me that haven't been here for a long time, whatever, okay, you guys see me go against people I used to be friends with, and I start to see things in comments and hear things like, oh, you have no loyalty to anyone. The only people you have loyalty to is Jimmy. Jimmy Calandra, Gunsmoke, whatever. Listen, guys, you got to understand something. This is not just me. We all go after each other, okay? But I have loyalty to everybody who has loyalty to me. If it starts out that way, I have loyalty to you. I'm friends with Jeff Canarsie. I have loyalty to him. Gunsmoke's like my fucking brother. I have loyalty to him. Jimmy Calandra, I love the guy. I have loyalty to him. I had loyalty to Angel Gotti. I had loyalty to a lot of people. But when you stab me in the back or you turn on me, you're no longer worthy of my loyalty. So it's not that I wasn't loyalty to you or that you were just some disposable person in my fucking life. It's just that I'm not stupid. Once you show me who you are, really show me who you are, I believe you. And then I move on from you. That's it. Doesn't make me a bad guy, doesn't make me a flip-flopper, doesn't make me a bad friend. It just makes me a guy that's smart enough to know that you are poison in my life. And this can go with addiction and recovery too. I'll just move on to that. Certain people, guys, are poison in your life. Okay? Especially when it comes to addiction. Recovery as well. There's guys out there that don't want to see you doing well. They don't want to see you get better. They would love nothing more. These are supposed to be your friends. They'd love nothing more than to see you get high. Okay, and that's those people you don't need around you. And the people when you were getting high that were using you to just so they can get high with you, whatever it may be. Some of these people, maybe not everybody, but some of them you just gotta get fucking rid of. That people, places, and things shit is true. It is true. That's why I said about going to rehab. When you go to rehab, the best thing is you get away from those people, places, and things. The location where you're using, where you buy your drugs, where you might have shit stashed, the friends around you that'll get you high even when you don't have your own stash, the people you get high with, the connects where you buy your shit, all those things. When you go away, you get away from that. And believe it or not, 10, 15, 20 days might be enough. It might be a long enough time for you to be away that when you get back, you want to stay away. I don't mean necessarily geographically, but at least from those people. So I listen. I couldn't be more of a fucking proponent of rehab. It's just it's a lifesaver. Let me get down here more. What the fuck? Sherman said, no, I enjoy this. It's really deep. Well, good to hear, man. Thank you. Thank you for being here. FBS is a multifaceted man. Well, we all are. We all have different sides to us. But yeah, I am. I'm not just this guy who goes on here yelling and screaming and shit. I have a big heart. Trust me. And of course, Drager, you're my boy. You already know that, though. There's a part of me that if I get the opportunity to help somebody, it means every fucking thing to me. It means everything because I've done so much bad in my fucking life that I just want to do some good in any way I can. That means more to me than any of this other shit, this beef shit and all that. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. It means more to me than that stuff. That's just a pride thing. This is about, life, health, everything, family, the things that really matter in life. That other bullshit, a bunch of men walking around with a stupid pride balloon over our heads, and we fight back and forth all day because we don't want to lose face, whatever. But when it comes down to it, this is the important shit. This is the stuff I would like my daughter to watch, when I'm long gone. This stuff, the interviews, things like that. So, yeah, absolutely, Miss Camper. I'm cool to everybody who's cool with me. Look, you guys even see. That's why people are like, oh, how could you make amends with this one? Lee Cole, look at all the things. What am I supposed to do? Spend the rest of my life hating the fucking man? We've said everything we could say to each other. Things come full circle sometimes. You think if somebody like Tony Pizza says some shit about my wife, I'm supposed to just spend the rest of my life wanting him dead? Listen, it's words. Doesn't matter. There's too many other important things in life. Let's see. I drove an hour away to a crooked doctor who would prescribe anything. It was around early 2000s. He had a line out the door. Then Fox News showed up and busted him. Oh, shit. He was caught in one of those things. Oh, man, that sucks. Drager, LOL FBS, I know, because haha, you always laugh when you read my comments and laugh. And everyone in the chat be wondering, LOL, my G. I don't even know what the fuck you mean, bro. But everybody knows my story with you, bro. You're my man. You're the only fucking person on here that I've really hung out with or been around, in person. So, and we've spoken on the phone, bro. I've basically talked to your mom. I met your girlfriend. And Shanna, you've spoken to me, you've spoken to her. Like, bro, you're You're like family as far as I'm concerned. Um, Oxy 80s at 14. Holy shit. Wow. Joe the Tile Guy, Sicilian, you're a true man, always there for your people. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, man. And I am. Listen, if I'm your friend, I'll be the best friend you could wish for. But if I'm your enemy, I'll be the worst enemy you could have ever imagined. That's just it, and that's how a lot of us are. Blackout TSTV, congrats to all with clean time and those without, keep trying. Hell yeah, congrats to all of you. I cleaned 5 months and changed. Thank God I got locked up. There you go, bro. It was the best thing that could have happened to you. Michael Hensley, this is why I'm here. Your character and the real you, bro, not the beef you're in. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm glad people do recognize that there is another side to me. All right, guys, listen. Oh, wait, let me read this. Kevin Mack. In short, I had to get away for a while to get right, but I missed FBS Shannon, my YouTube chat family. These people in the chat are some amazing and the sweetest people. Kevin Mack, yeah, where you been? Hold on, let me see your other comments. Kevin Mack, hi everyone. I'm doing fine. Thank you for asking. Hope everyone is doing well. Oh, bro, welcome back, man. I missed you. I'm glad you're okay, bro. And I'm glad you took care of whatever you need to take care of, bro. And we miss you. That's fantastic. I'm so glad to see Kevin Mack back. I was wondering. I'm so glad you're okay, bro. Christopher Drager, I'm not a tough guy. I was really out in the street doing armed robberies every day and robbing drug dealers. They tried to kill me. Yeah, it's that's generally the result you'll get, bro. Well, let me just see something. I don't know what somebody just told me. Is there somebody putting Facebook page links or something? Yeah, if anybody drops links in the chat, unless it's somebody, unless I have a mod do it or something, don't click on them. They're trying to get people's IPs and all that. So anyway, guys, that's it. I don't like making these shows too long because I want everybody to watch as much of them as they can, and I think people, just like me, have a short attention span. So I've been on for an hour and 42 minutes. You guys have been the best. The support you show each other in the chat and the support you show me is amazing. You have no idea. Oh, and this is a perfect line, Nightmare 1503. You're right. You have no idea how much just you guys being here with me actually means to me. I appreciate your support every day. You guys know that. So thank you again. And anybody who donated, like I said, you never have to feel like you have to donate on addiction and recovery shows. I'm not worried about money when I do those. It don't matter. But thank you for the people who did. Like I said, guys, these shows mean the world to me, and I will try to stick with a weekly schedule every Thursday. And hopefully we'll grow this community to be bigger and better than it already is. All right, guys. So thank you for everything. Everybody stay strong. All right. Stay positive. Try to smile every day as much as you can. Think about the good things, things you're grateful for, and try your hardest to have a positive outlook. Because if you stay clean and sober, things will only get better. All right, guys. I love you all. And until next time, salute.